So basically, lesser known fact about me, I really like Pokemon. I was watching the anime and collecting cards as a wee child, and now I have a new appreciation for the franchise, even as a college student that still doesn't have the type chart memorized. And like any Pokemon fan, I thought about what it would be like if I lived in the Pokemon world, alongside fluffy little thunder mice and wasps that are more than half my height. More specifically, what if I were a gym leader? Where would my gym be located? What type would I specialize in? What would my gym quest be? And what gimmicks would I use to challenge the trainers that hope to get my badge? So yeah, this video is just a thinly veiled excuse for me to brainrot about one of my interests again. Well, that's essentially what my entire channel is, so I don't know what you expected. This is very self-indulgent, and while I will try to be strategic about Pokemon and moves and whatever I pick, I'm also not a competitive player, and in general I kind of suck at Pokemon battles, so please, bear with me. I'll just be basing my team and such around who I am and what I like. I won't be putting limitations on myself for my first interpretation, just so I can have a bit more fun with it, but I will include a second one where I pick a region and I'm limited to types not already taken, as well as limiting myself to Pokemon in that region. Firstly, the location. As with a lot of Pokemon fans, I love how the gym challenge was implemented in the Galar region. It really feels like the region celebrates battling and turns it into a real sport. Having the battles take place in the stadium filled to the brim with adoring fans cheering on both the player and the gym leader. Unlike most of the other games where you fight the super important battler in the back of a Planet Fitness. Like, where is this? There's not even any windows. Hello? So of course my gym will be located in Galar, meaning I will be using Gen 8 mechanics. I will also be under the assumption that I am the 8th gym leader and therefore can make use of a larger team and more diverse Pokemon. Let's just say Raihan finally defeated Leon, is now the champion or something, I don't know. Imagine this, you're a young trainer in Galar, on your way to Hammerlock to get your last gym badge so you can finally take part in the Champion Cup. You approach Hammerlock Vault, noticing two figures viewing the tapestries. They seem important. One of them notices you and you realize it's Champion Raihan, former 8th gym leader and supervisor of the vault. He smiles and he sees you, waving you over to ask how your gym challenge is going. Once you tell him you only need to challenge Hammerlock Gym to obtain your last badge, his eyes seem to light up in excitement, before placing his arm on the shoulder of the woman next to him to get her attention. The woman, who seemed almost zoned out until now, finally turns to face you. It's the gym leader of Hammerlock. She smiles, hands clasped. Oh, sorry for not noticing you sooner. I was lost in thought for a minute. Yeah, what you heard right there was me voice acting, and all I'm gonna say is I am sorry. Turns out Raihan is also passing the role of Vault Supervisor onto Snowy, as the role of Champion is leaving him much busier than usual. Excited to face a new trainer, she happily guides you to her gym challenge. For my type specialty, I'm going with the Dark type. Don't ask me about Piers or Marnie, I can't think of a good story thing for them right now. A good handful of my favorite Pokemon tend to be Dark types, plus I already sort of fit the typical Dark type gym leader aesthetic since, well, a lot of Dark Pokemon are tricksters and generally a bit mean, but also a lot of them just like to keep to themselves, or have been mistreated by people in the past. Heck, there's a Pokedex entry in Violet that says Hydreigon might have become hostile because it was mistreated by humans that thought it was evil. There's a good chance it's only a Dark type because the abuse it endured had forced it to change in order to defend itself. Various text entries say that people thought Absol caused disasters when it actually tried to warn them of the disasters it senses with its horn, giving Absol no choice but to flee to mountainous regions where it rarely comes out. A few text entries say that Darkrai gives people nightmares out of self-defense and not malice, and that it really doesn't want to hurt anyone. I was tempted to go with Ice since, obviously, I don't actually like a lot of Ice-type Pokemon though. I mean, Snom is cool. Now imagine this. Under Snowy's cape you can see a Dark-type gym uniform. Interesting. Why I use Dark types? I mean, I always sort of resonated with them, even as a kid. We like to keep to ourselves, stay in our own little corner where it's nice and quiet. A lot of Dark-type Pokemon are misunderstood too, so I like to think I can, give them a home that's safe and free of judgment from people that think they're evil just because of their typing. I think all Pokemon deserve something like that, don't you think? Of course, before you can challenge the gym leader, you need to complete a short challenge. Here I get to show off my interest in spooky stuff, as my challenge would take place in a small maze where you're given a singular camera. Your mission is to catch 3 different Pokemon in the maze, using the flash of your camera to reveal where they're hiding in the darkness. After finding each Pokemon, you will challenge one of the gym trainers. The 3 Pokemon you can find within the maze are Obstagoon, Grimmsnarl, and Thievul. Each trainer will give you a number for a code that you'll need to unlock a door at the end of the maze, so you can finally complete the challenge and take on the gym leader. The maze is normally kept dark and foggy to keep with the spooky atmosphere, however it is also lined with string lights to keep the fun vibe I'm going for. The decor within the maze itself is more silly than spooky as well. A lot of fake webs, a fog machine, some cutesy little fake Murkrow and Sableye and stuff. It is meant to be fun after all. Eventually, you manage to obtain all 3 numbers and are able to unlock the door in the back, marking the end of the gym quest. You arrive at the stadium and enter the field, ready to challenge Snowy and get your gym badge. You see her enter the field, smiling slightly. You two meet up at the center and shake hands. I haven't had a ton of challengers since becoming the gym leader here, so pretty excited, not gonna lie. Give me your all, okay? You both walk to the opposite ends of the field, and the music starts blaring throughout the stadium as the battle begins. Also, is it just you or does that pose look familiar? First, I send that Drapion and have it set up with Nasty Plot. Once it is attacked by a move, however, you realize it is actually a Zoroark on the field. Disguising as Drapion encourages using moves that aren't bug, fighting, or fairy moves, since Drapion takes neutral damage from those moves, whereas Zoroark is weak to them. Even then, it has a Pitaya Berry to raise its special attack power when at low health. It being a quick little trickster is a nice contrast to my closed-off personality as well. And I like to imagine Zoroark motivating me to open up a bit and have some fun every now and then. Along with Nasty Plot, Zoroark has Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, and Psychic. It has Dark Pulse for stab, and Flamethrower and Psychic are there to cover its bug and fighting weaknesses respectively. If Zoroark is defeated, my next Pokemon will either be Drapion or Masquerada. Drapion evolved from a Scoropie I found injured a long time ago, and it has since helped me with my fear of bugs and bug-adjacent creatures, and is now one of the Pokemon I'm closest with. Drapion has the Battle Armor ability to protect from critical hits, and his moveset is Toxic to inflict poison on your Pokemon, Venoshock and Night Slash for stab, and Ice Fang to cover its ground-type weakness. It'll also be holding a Black Sludge to heal itself gradually. Masquerada comes out next, being my first true starter back when I tried and failed the gym challenge in Paldea as a young girl. It's been with me for a very long time, and we've since learned to enjoy Pokemon battles, even if we aren't the best of them. It runs Flower Trick and Lash Out for Grass and Dark Stab, as well as Triple Axle and Aerial Ace for coverage. It also carries a Lychee Berry for an extra attack boost at low health, plus it has the Overgrow ability to increase the power of Flower Trick a bit more. Lastly is my ace, my very first Pokemon and best friend Luxray. Specifically, a new regional form of Luxray from my home region. It's an electric dark type with the Intimidate ability. So yeah, this is also partially me showing off a fan-made Luxray that actually learned some physical electric moves that aren't really weak or make it take recoil damage. Yay! It runs a new signature move called Stun Strike, a physical electric move with 80 base power and 15 power points. Luxray charges up its massive paws with electricity, making even a single paw swipe devastating should it connect. It also leaves the target with paralysis. Hehe. Luxray also runs Crunch for stab, plus Iron Tail for coverage and Bulk Up for an extra attack boost. But, like any gym leader in Galar, that's not all. Man, my heart's racing. I'm not letting up yet though. Neither of us are. I recall my Luxray to his Pokeball, launching it upwards and unleashing Gigantamax Luxray. Its tail travels up like a lightning bolt, disappearing into a blanket of dark storm clouds. Its Stun Strike turns into G-Max Storm Surge, which paralyzes the opponent as it raids lightning onto the field, creating a dangerous yet beautiful show of light. If you manage to take out Luxray, you've won the battle. I'm surprised, but happy you managed to overcome the challenge. I run up to you, clapping and congratulating you on your victory before handing you the Dark Badge, marking the end of your gym challenge and granting you the privilege of participating in the Champion Cup. Here, you've earned this badge. Can't wait to see you again during the Champion Cup, so you better give me a run for my money again. As for the Champion Cup, my team will remain mostly the same, but I will be adding Houndoom and Honchko mainly for more coverage. I may send in Drapion first this time to set up Toxic Spikes, and instead have Zoroark disguised as either Honchko or Houndoom. You'll also be meeting me again in the post-game, this time to deal with a rampaging Dynamax Hydreigon caused by the 2 characters I refuse to acknowledge. Okay, not gonna lie, I was kinda worried there. Hydreigon is already a lot when he's not the size of a building. Huge thanks, I owe you one. And that is me as a gym leader. Yay! As for the more restrictive version, I'd be a Ghost-type gym leader in Unova. And I'm limited to types not already taken. Types not already taken. My team would be Jellicent, Whimsicott, Cofagrigus, and my ace Chandelure. I know that Whimsicott isn't a ghost type, but it's a trickster gremlin, which is close enough. So, yeah, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed the art I made for this video. Have a good one.